So we're here in the site of the ancient city of Rhodes, founded sometime between 600 and 800 BC. And through a succession of settlements of different Greek arrivals, and then the Romans, and continuing to the Visigoths, and then the medieval city that was here. It was always founded in a cross aligned to the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and a circle around it. So we have the wheel, and the name Rhodes means wheel in Spanish and Catalan and Latin. The people that came here to found the first city in around 700 or 800 BC were the Rhodians, and they came from the Isle of Rhodes. And this is very interesting because the Rhodians brought with them their traditions of the Ophite healers, the traditions of the mysteries of the Hermetic traditions that came from Egypt and were practiced. On the Isle of Rhodes was one center, and in Alexandria was another center for this knowledge that accumulated. They brought it here into the west to Iberia. And behind me is a place that eventually was called the Hill of Mary, Turro de Maria. And the archaeologists say that even before the 4th century, it was called the Hill of Mary. Which Mary is always the question. Of course, it became the Mother Mary, and Santa Maria, the Benedictine church in the, I think it was 900 or so, they founded it, the Benedictines. But before that, Strabo, the Greek historian and geographer, said that there was an Artemis temple here, and they have just discovered, they keep discovering more things, as time goes, and there's a column from an old temple that was most likely beneath this current church. So if you can imagine, if they were able to excavate, which they're not because the church is on top of it, but if they could, they would find the remains perhaps of statuary and the walls of the old temple to Artemis. Underneath the Hill of Mary and the Benedictine church in her name, they found a necropolis and many tombs dating back to 600 BC, and quite a few very early Christian graves as well from the 1st century. It's an extraordinarily concentrated area of temple activity, and later into the medieval era of Christian settlements. Rhodes is situated in a very potent position at the eastern end of the Pyrenees range, where the mountains meet the sea, the Mediterranean, and there were a series of temples dedicated to the various goddesses along this short span of coastline, about 20 miles in length. To the north of us, the promontory of Aphrodite and the temple of Venus Aphrodite. And here, the temple of Artemis and the watchtowers that guarded the coastline. And just to the south of us, temples to Isis, Serapis, Hygeia, Asclepius, and an early church dedicated to Mary Magdalene. There was also an Artemis temple. So we have a pattern in the landscape of Artemis temples and churches to Mary. The question that always arises for me is which Mary? Sometimes they say Mary Magdalene, sometimes they say Mother Mary. Every time I come to this site of the Hill of Mary, the site of an old temple to Artemis and then dedicated to a Mary, I feel the presence of the feminine palpable in the air still, in the stones. And every time I come, I sing a particular song, Mariam, Maria, Sophia, and it is in the Hebrew and the Greek languages.